In this lab, we are going to talk about monitoring, which is also a lab made by OffSec. If this is your first time joining us, there are other avenues for you to be able to get access to labs for you to try your hands on. We have avenues like TryHackMe, which is free. If you want to get more into it, you have to pay for some sections from some labs to be able to get some information that you need. And we have other avenues like Hack the Box. We have Ponto Dawn. If you want to actually learn more about cloud security, you can go with Pwn Labs. And then there are other venues like the OffSec, which also gives you more information. There are other various platforms that you can try your hands on to make you become a better pen tester, a better security analyst, a better security engineer, anything that you want to go with. So today, like I did mention, our lab is called monitoring. And from the monitoring platform, I've been given an IP address. I have connected to the system, and the target IP that's I'm going to use today is what is being posted over there. Please, if anybody has any question, feel free to ask. If there is something you don't understand and you want some clarity as well, you should just let me know, or let anybody in this session know, and then we'll be able to see how best we can solve out all the questions and all the problems that you may encounter. All right, so our IP address that is being given to us for us to connect to, and then to find out the means and ways to get through, is 192.168.17.136. As a security person, the first thing you need to do is try to gather as much information as you can, and also try to know what the whole application is talking about and how best you can gather this information from it. So I go with my terminal, and then I try to get all the information that I need. So the best thing I can do is maybe find out what this IP address is, to see in a normal scenario where you are being given somebody to get something done for them, you can actually be given that information and you just have to gather all the things that you want to do. So maybe when I do who is, to find out who this IP address is for, you'll see maybe it might give some information and all others. So that is the first step of you trying to gather most information and then getting to know anything that you want to know about it. There are other various tools that you can do, like using the OSINT framework, picking up any of the tools over there to be able to get that done. So the next thing I can try to do is, okay, if this IP address is being given to me, how best can I do to get into the machine and get access to it? So the first thing I will do is maybe check for the open ports that are on the IP address that is being given. And the best tool that we always and almost like to use is the Nmap tool. So what I'll do is I'll type in Nmap, and then I will go ahead and then put in the IP address that is being given to me. The instructions I am trying to give the computer to do for me is that, okay, Nmap, I am calling you to do some investigation for me on this given IP address. Let me know the number of ports that are available. Let me know the services that are running on it, and give me deeper understanding to what I need to understand with this IP address. So as I instruct the computer to give me this information, I just wait for a while and then gather those information that I need. Already, as I press on enter, you could see that it's showing some of the ports, which are port 22, port 25, port 443, port 80, and then port 389. But the main information I asked the computer for was to also give me the services as well. So now, as a security person, you've got to know that these are the ports that are currently opened on the machine. And I need to also get to understand further to know what are the things that are being provided. We all know that each IP address has a number of ports in there, and it ranges from 1 or 0 to 65,000 plus of ports, which can be open at any time. So doing a normal check on the ports, I've been able to know that there is port 22, which the service running on, which is SSH. And then I know that it's also having this open SSH 7.2p2 Ubuntu, which is also running. So the best thing we do is whatever thing we are doing as a security person, as a pen tester, as a system administrator, and other things, the best thing you can do is any information you put in there, you have to document, or you have to have your notes available so that you can cross-reference and check all these things. So the first thing I did was to get the IP address. So I will capture this command and put down, so in case I need to visit or revisit all this information, I can be able to get it. So from the note I have made, I put in the command that I used over there, and then try to find out the ports that were open. So if the ports are now opened here, I can now go ahead and copy the ports as well. And if I want to go further to know what all these informations are, that is where I will go ahead and then copy all the services one after the other. But like I said, we are trying our best to stick to the time and then do everything on time as well. So we'll just go further and then get to know more. So port 22, which is SSH, is open. Port 25, which is SMTP, meaning there is an email hosting somewhere, and that is picking up information here and there. So port 25 is also open. Port 80 is also opened over here, and it's using an Apache 2.4.18, and it gives much information. It tells me that I am the methods that are being used on the parameter for the IP address. I can use get, head, post, and options. There are ways that you can do another test when maybe you are trying to intercept and others to maybe manipulate their web interface or any other thing. So looking at this, it tells me that the title of the HTTP is what I see over here, and it's some way may pronounce it as Nagios or Nagios or anything, Nagios or Nagios SI. The next thing is I'll have to find out what this application does or what this information does as well. Nagios or Nagios XI. Nagios is a monitoring system. It's an open source software that people use. And what is being used for, or what is it's pre-designed is for it to run on any Linux operating system, and it's used for just monitoring. So it can monitor anything running on Linux. It can run on anything running, monitor anything running on Windows, and it can also run to check for anything which is on a Unix OS as well. So it is practically being made as a software which runs a periodic checks on parameters of applications, networks, and other services as well. So this is the little information I can gather from here. Maybe if I go to Google to just type in what Nagios does and others. So when I proceed further, it gives me ports 389, which is LDAP here. And then it gives me the service and all the version that is running on. Port 443 is showing the SSL HTTP, which is also running at that. I remember some time ago, when I also started, we had to have a discussion, and then the first thing they told me is if you run a scan and then you see a port 80 open, check on that one first before you can check on any other. So with what we have, I'll just go to the browser, open any empty interface, and then what I'll do is I'll input the IP address since it's already having the same information that I need. So I copy this IP 192.168.178.136, I paste it here, and then I press enter. By default, it's just going to run the application for me to see how it goes. So it's picking up. We are waiting for the application. Then, as we just tried with only the ports 80, which is the HTTP without the S, it gave us this information, which is telling us that we should click on this information here to be able to know what we need to do. So we go ahead and then we click on the application to see where it will take us to, and then how best we can just do it. So, okay, fine. It's giving us an interface over here, and it's a login interface giving us various products and others. The first thing I'll do is I'll try maybe finding out its default way of logging in to see if it works, and then see if I have my way out from it. So the first thing I can do is maybe go through the internet and then look for the default credentials I can find, or default credentials for Nagios XI. Let's see if it gathers any information for us from Google. Okay, so the default user and password for a shell or the SSH we also is this. So we can choose, meaning we can try using this through SSH to see if it works for us, or if whoever has the system or whoever has configured the system hasn't changed anything and is still using the default. The GUI or the web default username is Nagios admin, and the default password is set when you first access the site. So we try going back to the same interface that we did based on the information that is being given. Let's try and see if we can log in. Mostly, we know that most of the passwords and other things that we need to do, we can test our hands with any password like admin, like root and others. But for now, I will use admin for now to see if maybe it will give me the information that I need. Then I click on login. I won't save it for now. And I can see that it has automatically logged me in to the application, meaning whoever has configured this system left everything as default. And I can go ahead to play around it to get any information that I want to get from it and others. But my information, my thing is not to actually come and play and then look at things and go. Mine is to own the machine to be able to do it, because I've logged in as an admin, and I need to go ahead and then do whatever thing that I need to do. But I can't do it over here because there are some restrictions and other things going on. So the next thing I will think of doing is look for an exploit for only this application, which is the Nagios OS or the Nagi OS XI, and see if it can be done. Another tool I can use in gathering this information is what we call as the search exploit, which is another a database or something just like how Metasploit is. So what I'll do is I'll do a search exploit to find out what if there are any known vulnerabilities in this application. And looking at it, I can see that there are so many vulnerabilities I can find inside this application I'm looking for. We have the login PHP, which is showing that there are multiple cross-site scripting vulnerabilities here. We have any other thing, any more vulnerabilities, as you can see. But I'm much interested in maybe doing something simple and not getting myself too worked out. So the best thing I'll do is maybe I can see that there is authenticated remote code execution, and it's running on Metasploit. So it means this exploit I am seeing over here is actually found in Metasploit, which will make things easier for me. So it's two ways. It's either I download this application to read what the application is, or I go straight to Metasploit and then see if I can exploit the information that I want to do. So without wasting much time, I'll just go to the Metasploit, run my Metasploit to see if I can gather more information as well. So I go to another terminal, run Metasploit, and then we wait for it to give us the information that we need. Please, does anybody have any question to ask at the moment? Are we okay with it? Can we proceed?
Yes, please.
Okay, all right. So we are waiting for Metasploit to finish loading up, and then we investigate to find out what we can do with the exploit we just saw over there. So Metasploit is running now, and then since it's telling us that there is a vulnerability that can be found in that, we wait for it to come, for it to go through. Okay, so Metasploit is a default application that comes with Kali. So if you have Kali operating system, Metasploit is also embedded in. More times they try to give an update. So like you can see over here, it has all these number of exploits, auxiliaries, and then payloads and others. It gets updated from time to time. So mostly what you do is you have to update your machines to get to those information that you want to get. Now we are in Metasploit, and we want to find out what we can get since we've already searched, and then we know that it's already here. So the next thing we can do is we'll try our best to search as a command inside Metasploit to search for Nagios XI. Let's see if it will give us any information. It gave us lots of information over here. We have 0 through to 24. And these are all known exploits that are already available in Metasploit for us to be able to check through and then understand what we need to do. But as we checked from the other interface, we saw that there was something like authenticated RCE, that's remote code execution. So we want to just go through to see if we can get any authentication which can be a remote code execution. We have one here, and it's showing as a different thing here. We go down to locate, and I think maybe what is making things relaxed or interesting for me is the number 17, which is an exploit. And this exploit is found in a Linux OS, and then it's running on a port 80 with this same application going in. And where we can find this exploit is inside a plugin that is being attached to it. So as we know that we are using 17, which is the exploit that we'll go over there. We go through our Metasploit, and then type in, use, then the number. Before, you have to type the whole thing, but it's been made easier for us. So as I type in use 17, it automatically picks up the directory for me to use as well. Now, as I've gathered this information and I want to go ahead to gather more, what I need to do is I have to know what configurations I need to put in place to be able to do that. So for me to be able to do that, there is a command that I have to use, which is called options. So when I click on type options and go with enter, it gives me all this information, meaning I am about to exploit something and the computer is ready to do anything for me. The only thing it needs is the information I will feed it. And if I feed it with any information, I'll be able to gather whatever thing that I need to do. So the first thing is we are seeing over here is finish install force. We don't need that one because it's showing us it's not required. We have password, which is yes. But remember, we tried a password and it worked. Already, the username is given over here, so we don't need to put in any username. So what we do is we'll set the password so that it can be registered on the system. So set password. to be admin. Now, the system has accepted the password to be admin. If we do options again, we will see that the password, which didn't have anything over there, has now changed to be an admin. Then the next thing we could see, which is important for us to do, is the R host. When we see the R host, is the target IP address that we know that we want to also connect to, so that we will be able to get the other things. So the R there is standing for remote. So the remote host of the targeted IP address that we want to do. So we'll set it over there, since we know that it's requesting for the information as well. So our host, we put in the IP address, which is also done. Let's confirm if we can see this information. So I go with options, and then I go through to our host, and I see that the IP address is being given. A port number is addressed to it, which is fine because that is what we are using, since we already know the username. For this place, we'll take it as 0.00, meaning it's still going to reflect on whatever it is that we are having as default. The last thing that is left with is the L host. The L host is your local IP address, or your local host, the machine you are using to target another person to get through to their system. So my IP address, because I've connected through a VPN connection to another, how do I get to know what I need to do? The best thing I can do is to be able to figure out my IP address, and then I can use it as well. Sometimes you can see it at the top here when you connect to a VPN, but at times you might not see, or you have maybe configured it in a different way that you cannot get any understanding of it. So what I do is I will go with a normal random network check to see what my IP address is, and I put in my IP address, and then it gives me this. Mostly because I am connecting through a VPN, it creates a tunnel for me to use. So I'll just look for the tunnel that I'm supposed to go through. And the tunnel is what I see over here, the TAN 0, which gives me an IP address as 192.168.45 and then 152. So what I do is I copy this IP, and then I come to where I'm supposed to put it inside the Metasploit. So I set the L host to the set IP address that we need, and then we are done. Let's confirm if we've had everything in place before we can see how best we can just go ahead and then execute. So now we've checked, password is being given, our host is being given, the R port is also being given, the remote port is given, the target URI is also given, the username is already given, and the next things that are being needed, your L host is also given as well. So now it's like we've gathered everything in there, and we want to go ahead to exploit and see if we can get any information from it. So the next thing we can do is just either run or exploit. Any of these two commands actually works for you. So I press on run to see if it can go and then give me the information that I need to check. Then we can proceed. From the information that we've gathered over here, it started brute forcing, or it started to connect to the system. And then as it tried connecting to the system, it showed that the authentication we've given to it has been successful. And then as it has been successful, the next thing we need to do is it's checking, because we are automating everything for them. It's checking to see if whatever system we want to pawn, or whatever system we want to achieve our aim from, is vulnerable. And as it's checked, it's correct that yes, the system is vulnerable. And then it's tried itself to upload a malicious plugin into whatever information that we saw over there, and it was also successful, and the upload was done. So once it's done, it automatically just clicked on it. So it's like the machine has clicked on it for it to run the application, and that is where we have this information over here. The Metapreter means that you have been able to get into the shell of the machine, which is something that we all enjoy, because if you see a metapolrator, then it means that you have access to the machine that you need to actually know what you need to do or how you want to go about it. So the next thing I'll do is, as I've logged in, I'll have to find out who I am and then find out what I can do to make everything my own, because this is a competition, or this is a capture the flag thing that we are all trying to put our hands together. So at least we need to attain something from it. So with this, you can choose to do any command that you want to do with it, and then get to understand what you want to actually achieve. So when I do pwd, which is a command for finding out your current directory after the hack has gone through and everything has been successful and you've gotten the information that you need from it, let's find out where we're being given to. Were we given a normal user, or we're being given an admin user, or any other user that we can confirm? And looking at it, it's giving us a user and then giving us the information that we need to do. If I ask, this is the directory that I am in. If I ask, maybe, where am I, or who am I on this same platform, on this same link that I'm being given to? So who am I? It will give me nothing. But for me to be able to get through to the machine, I need to get into the shell of it. So I will just type in the shell, and then it creates, it looks like there's one already created for me, which I'm already in the shell. So what I'll do is I'll still do the same thing again, pwd, because I first did the first one to just see where I was, and now I'm into the shell of the machine. So when I do pwd, it gives me the same profile. If I do who am I, it tells me that I am root. So meaning all these configurations and other things that we have done actually give us access to become the root of the machine that we were targeting. And then now we can do anything, as we are the ones that own the machine to do. So I can navigate to any portion and gather any information that I need to gather. There might be other information I need to see, or there might be any other thing that I want to check it out. Okay, let's go ahead and see. If I do an ls to find out what it is, inside my ls, I can see that there is something in there, which is changes.txt. We have get profile.sh. We have profile .inc.php. We have profile.php. So with time, I can decide to go ahead and then read through every file to understand what the machine is, or how the machine was being created. But for the sake of time and for the sake of the training purposes, we just want to see if we can get a root flag, or we can get a root shell, or we've already gotten the root shell, so the root flag to all the information that we want. So the only thing we can do is, since we're already in it, we can just do a cd, and then we do cd and then /root to see if we can get into the root folder, and then see what we can get. So we are already into the root folder. The next thing we want to see is, what are the files that we can find inside the root folder, and then can anything be used over there? Let's try our hands and see. So if I do an ls, which is list, whatever is there, consider there is another file in there, which is the changes.txt. The ones you saw over there are already there, but down there you can see that there is one which is proof.txt. It might be a file, it might be a flag, it might be anything that we want to do. And then we have script as well, but for a lab purpose, we will just capture what the tsts are all about. So what I'll do is I'll do a cat, and then with the cat, I type in the proof.txt to see what information I can get over there. So when I do the thing, it gives me the flag, the root flag of the application. So currently we have attained the root of the machine, and we've been able to clone the machine to our best ability. If we have more time, we can choose to go through the file one after the other to know what they all contain and how they can be able to help you as an attacker or as a security personnel to be able to know what the system is all about. So as I said, it's going to be a very short one. And yes, it's 7:40 now, and we've been able to get into the root of the machine. We've been able to get the root flag that they were requesting us for us to do from OffSec. So practically, this is all that we can do. This is all that we can share on this machine. You can decide to also register on OffSec, then get to the labs and also try your hands on so many labs over there as well. Thank you. Please, does anybody have any question? Hello?
Okay, Mr. Clement, thank you. That was a very quick one today. We even have more time to discuss about other things that maybe some people may not have understood. If you are new and you think there's a problem, please raise an alarm right now and let's handle that. And I think we have some questions in the chat. Let me read that.
Okay.
Hello, sir. There is time. Can you demonstrate a different way to pawn this machine? Okay, so I think some people are not willing to go with a Metasploit, so maybe they want a manual approach. So, Mr. Clements, is there a way we can go about that? Since they said there is time, they said if there's any other way we could use to pawn this machine again, since they've seen one approach now.
Okay, so when I was going through the lab and I was making my researches, I think I realized other people were also using various means, but the majority of the findings and other things we were seeing in Metasploit. There is another way you can also pawn the machine, but it's going to take a very long time to get it done. But what I'll do is when this information is being given, I will also add those scripts and other things to it as well. Because if I start, then meaning maybe we might eat more into the time as well. So I just wanted us to stick to the time, but I'm just going to get those information out for you.
Okay, I
Please,
think
does it solve your problem? If I can put all the other formats on the write-ups and other things inside the Discord channel for us to be able to go through as well, so that we wouldn't take the time of other people as well.
yourself.
Hello.
I think I've done that myself.
Hello.
Okay, Mr. Clements, I can hear you.
Okay.
Okay, please, do you have any questions or any other concerns? Hello, Akatawan, Nana, Godfred, Maxam, Christiana, Anthony, Godfred, Links, Mike, Richard, Bobby, yeah, or anyone, please, if you have any concern, contribution, or you think we've done something that looks a bit different, you don't really understand the approach, we are willing to explain. So please speak up.
For me, I think it was a good session. I really enjoyed it. Yeah.
The client is aligned or you want me to help you draft such agreement, we will do. But I would, before I will sign, put something like that in pen and paper and add my name to it. I'll make sure.
Okay, I think that wasn't for us. Maxam, you can continue.
Oh yeah, I was just saying that the session was actually interesting. Just want to say thanks to Mr. Clement for coming to present this box to us this evening. Yeah, so that's all I have to say.
Okay. That's a very good one. I hope we are seeing all the participants today next week again, because if it's an interesting session and everyone thinks it's fine. Okay, OffSec has a free lab session. That's the play. and we have the practice lab. So the practice is the paid version and the play is the free ones. So links, I think that answered your questions. Are we okay on that? Okay, very good. Please, any other question? Nana, just unmute yourself and talk. Yeah, Nana, I've seen your hand up, so please unmute yourself.
Okay, good evening.
All right, good evening.
Please, concerning the questions, for me, I didn't get anything because my network is very bad over here, so I don't understand anything from the beginning to the end of the program.
Okay, that's fine. You shouldn't be worried about that. The recorded session will be posted on our YouTube channel. So if you are on the Discord page, you alert you as soon as we posted that. Are you from Nest or BTS, please? Nana, are you from the Nest channel?
Please say,
Are you from the Buy Time Session channel or the Nest channel?
no, please. I just
Oh, okay.
the bite. I'm from the bite.
Okay, I can't really hear you. I don't know if anyone can hear Nana, please, can you help me?
She said she's from the Bytes Time Sessions channel.
Okay, then that's fine. So as soon as it's been uploaded to the YouTube channel, it will prompt you on the Buy Time Session channel and you get to view it and watch it at your own pace and understand that. Is that okay, Nana?
Thank you very much.
All right. All right, you're welcome. Oh, Mr. Beniza just joined us. I have not seen him, Beto. Yeah, new people are kind of joining us now. I don't know. Please, you're welcome. But it's like you came to end the party for us. But you're also welcome.
Thanks.
All right. Please just do well to join us next week early so that
I'll
you
leave
have.
that.
I mean, you're welcome, but next week try and join us early so that we could all start and end together. But nevertheless, the recorded session will be on the YouTube channel, so please you can just watch at your own pace and understand that.
Okay, sure. Thanks.
You're welcome.
Someone wants to know when we have our meeting days.
Come
So,
again.
someone wants to know when we have these sessions, like
Oh, okay.
which days do we have the session?
Okay, I think that was from Mike. Mike, our meeting days are Wednesdays. So if you look at the it's by time Wednesday, yeah, Wednesday session and 7 p.m. ASAP. If we delay, then 7:10 exactly the session begins. So every Wednesday, 7 p.m. That's the time. You can all add it to your calendar and join us every single day. We really appreciate it.
Okay, I just want to add something, right?
All right.
The session, like those who come and present, like it's not specified or it's not restricted to some particular kind of people, you understand? Like anyone can present, anyone can come and we do a demonstration over here. Just let us know, like when you want to do the demonstration. And as you can see, we would upload it to our YouTube. Your username will be there. So it's good publicity for you. Yeah. So I encourage you guys to take this opportunity.
Yeah, that's very true because the more you present, the more people get to watch your videos, the more the publicity goes high, the more you get like the public view and the eyes on you. Yes, you are doing something. So at least you can add that to your CV at a point in time that, yeah, this is what I've been doing. And yeah, you are getting up there. So please, it's open to everyone. And let me also stress on this point. It's not just machines that you need to pawn or machines that you need to give us a walkthrough, walk us through, explain to us what we are doing. Anything related to cybersecurity, if you have a general knowledge you want to share in cybersecurity, something that you came across, I think we can talk about, discuss, and get deep down to the very root of it. You are welcome to discuss that too. So that's fine. Nana, do you still want to ask a question or you just forgot to lower your hand? Hello, Nana. Okay, I think she just forgot to do that. All right.
I think another
oh.
person asked the question. You said that's from N07_M3. He was
Okay.
asking if the write-ups for last meeting. I don't get the question right, but what he says is, Mr. Clement, please can you share the write-up to the last meeting on Windows? So
Oh,
maybe we'll reach out to the one who did the section, and then we'll try to get the write-up as well for you as well, so that you'll be able to do it. I think we are yet to upload last week's and then some previous weeks to the YouTube channel as well. So I'm sure latest by tomorrow, everything should be up with all the information that you need. Also, like as our admin said, if you have any other question to ask, feel free in the Discord channel, put the questions out there, and anybody will be
okay.
glad to assist you with it.
Okay. Please, do you have any more questions? This contribution, anything you want to add? Links, what has Maxam done? Maxam, you've been pointed out by Link, so what have you done?
He said it's been a while since I dropped the box. Don't worry, I'll drop one soon. Just that, like, I've been a bit busy with some other things, yeah, but I'm still in the process of creating a new one. Like, once I'm